BYU and Duquesne in the 6-11 matchup. What's up, guys? It is Rip City Rundown, and we're talking the second game of the entire tournament, 12:40 on Thursday in Omaha, Nebraska, between BYU and Duquesne. Let's talk BYU first. They're led by six man. They're led by their sixth man, Jackson Robinson, who's averaging 13 on the year. They don't have a lot of scorers. Their second leading scorer is only 10.9 points per game. That is Traore. They got Ali Khalifa. They've got guys like that. What makes BYU good? Well, solid defense. They only give up 69 points per game, and they can shoot the three very well, and all of them can shoot the three very well. They stretch the floor, 5 out. They play solid basketball. They're one of the top teams in adjusted offensive efficiency, but they don't score necessarily a ton of points a game. They score 81. That's nothing. That's good. That's top half. That's probably top third. That's probably top quarter. But they kind of play a slower paced game. So they're very efficient. They don't run and gun. They score points, though. They're a good defensive rebounding team. They're experienced. They're a classic BYU team. I think BYU teams are always, you lean on the experience, you lean on the three-point shooting, and you lean on them just playing solid team basketball. They beat Baylor this year. They beat Iowa State. They beat TCU. They beat Kansas. They have good wins on the year. They obviously lost to most of those teams as well. They lost to Iowa State, lost to Houston, lost to Baylor. Let's talk Duquesne, because Duquesne is led by my favorite name in the entire tournament, and that is Day, averaging 16.7 points per game. And they also got Jimmy Clark averaging 15. Duquesne, what a run they went on to win the A-10. They took down VCU in the title. They're on an 8-game winning streak right now. They've got all the momentum. Last loss was on February 23rd. What makes them good? It's their defense. They only give up 66 points per game. They force opponents into turnovers. They force opponents into bad shots. They're not really a good offensive team. They're not going to win this game with their offense. In the games that they've won against good teams such as Dayton or VCU, it's because of their defense. They held Dayton to 57 in their win over them. They held VCU to 51 in the A-10 championship. They held VCU to only 59 in a game they won earlier this year. But in the games they lose, like a game to Nebraska, they gave up 89. So it's really going to come down to, is their defense going to travel? I tend to think defense can win championships. I really do. I really like the name Day. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. And he puts up 16.7 points per game. He is a good player. I don't really like how BYU doesn't have that star player they can go to when it gets into the clutch. I also think BYU tends to kind of fold in the tournament. I'm not going to lie. I feel like they've done that in the past. Give me Duquesne to upset BYU. I think the winner of this game loses to Illinois no matter what, so this is not one of the most important games in the bracket. But I do think Duquesne has too much momentum. They're coming in on an 8-game win streak. I don't like how Jackson Robinson's their sixth man. I get he plays better off the bench, but I would rather your best player be a starter player. They don't have that. I think Day is the star player in this game. Give me Duquesne to move on.